Hey guys, welcome back to Let It Roll. Today I've got a strategy from a subscriber named George. I'm going to call this strategy the Iron Cross Minus. Now, if you remember last week's strategy, we called it the plus because we added a 9. This week's strategy, I'm calling it the minus because we're not going to use the 5. So it's going to be a layout of the 6, 8, and the field. Let's take a look at it. All right, so if you start off here, you're going to have an $18 6, an $18 8, and we're going to do a $20 fill. So let's talk about this for one quick second. So if you look at the strategy here, we're minusing the 5, which is going to be a hole in this strategy. Any 5 we throw, we're going to lose $20. Now his strategy, he's going to say go for 3 rolls, and then we're going to regress down. So let's take a look at that next step. All right, like I said, 5 is going to be a hole. We're going to lose that money. So what we're really hoping for on this strategy here is field numbers for the first 3 rolls. Okay, if you hit field numbers on the first 3 rolls, you're going to have, I'll just lay it out real quick so you can see it. You're going to have $60 that you actually go ahead and collect from those first 3 rolls. So if you look at it this way, if we throw the 6 or the 8, that's the weakness of this strategy because you're going to win $21 and you're going to lose $20. So your profit is only going to be $1. Now, if we do that for the first 3 rolls, you're going to end up with $3 before you regress. All right, so understanding that you're going to end up with $3 before you regress, let's go ahead and take it to the next step. On that regression, after the first 3 rolls, what we're going to do is we're just going to come down. Okay, so if you look at it here, after 3 rolls, we bring back whatever money we won, and we're going to go to a $12, 6 and 8, and a $5 filled. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like there. Now remember, you can play this strategy at any level. I'm showing it at a $5 level because this is what he sent it to me as. So just remember, if you're at a $10 table, you're just going to double everything here. If you're at a $25 table, just make it work with the $25 level. Okay, so let's go back to the strategy here. Now, if you're looking at it here, what he wants to do with this next step is every filled hit, you're going to press the 6. So let's say that we throw a 3. Okay, 3 gets paid. We're actually going to throw this to the dealer, throw them another $1, press the 6. Okay, if 9 gets thrown, we get $5. All right, I'm going to throw them $1. We're going to press the 6. So we're going to collect, I'm assuming he didn't say, but I'm guessing we're going to collect anytime that a 6 or an 8 hit. So if a 6 or an 8 hit, we're going to collect. Anytime the filled hits, you're going to press the 6. So let's say that an 8 hits now. You're going to get paid $14. You're going to lose the field. Okay. So you get $14. By the time you replace the field, you're going to keep $9 of it. And this is after the 3rd roll because we do the regression. Okay. Now let's say that we're fortunate to hit 6. All right. So we're going to lose this here, but we're going to get paid $28. Okay, now you replace the field, so you're going to keep a profit of $23. All right, so just remember this strategy here, you're going to continue that pattern. After 3 rolls, you regress to what I just showed you. From there, you're going to continue that till the 7 hits. So you're going to continually press the 6, hope for those 6 to roll, and then you're going to go ahead, once the 7 hits, you're going to start this all over again. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this strategy wins and loses. I'm going to break it down bit by bit for you. So let's get started. Okay, so how does this strategy win first of all? Let's look at the positives of this strategy. Remember, every strategy has positives and negatives. They all have holes in them, and then they all have things that if it works out in our favor, that's how you win. So the key to this strategy is really on the first 3 rolls. What we want to do is hope for 3 filled hits. Because let's look at how we're going to win with this. If you get 3 filled hits in a row, like I said, you're going to have that it'll be $60, okay? You'll have $60. So when you bring all your money back down, if you take the layouts that you regress to out of the profits, what's going to happen here is you're going to have a $12 6 and 8, a $5 filled. I'm just going to trade these in for fives because this was all the $60 we won. So when you add the 2 here and the 2 here, you look at it and we actually have a $31 profit when we actually reduce after 3 rolls. We'll have $31 if we hit 3 filled numbers in a row. So that's how you're really going to start out on a good winning streak, okay? Let's back it up a little bit. Okay, backing it up a bit, let's say we hit 2 filled numbers in a row. This is how it's going to play out for us. Okay, you hit 2 filled numbers in a row, and then let's say you throw the 6. Okay, so you would lose 20, you would get 21. So by the time you replace the 20, you profited $1. So at this point here, when you regress down to what you're going to regress to, if you look at it now, our layout consists of, you've got 24, you got $29. So if we take $29 out of this, okay, you're going to end up with $12 plus by the time you start your next session, or not next session, but the next level of this strategy. So I've showed you here a couple ways that you win with this thing, and you can kind of just figure the rest out. Let's go ahead and look at how you would lose with this strategy. Okay guys, let's look at some of the ways you can lose. So first of all, the worst possible scenario that can happen to you is if you throw that 5. If you throw the 5, you're going to actually lose $20. If you throw 3 5s in a row, you're going to be down $60 by the time you regress to your 12 12 5. Okay, so you're going to be minus $60. It's going to be hard to make that up. So you really want to stay away from the 5s on this strategy here. So understand that if you throw 5s, if you throw 3 5s in a row, you're really going to go backwards, and it's going to be hard to make up that money for this particular hand at least, okay? So let's look at some other possibilities, other things that could happen. Okay, so if we're set up, we've got our normal layout that we start with. Okay, the other thing that can happen is any combination. If you hit a 5 and then you hit 2, like a 6 and an 8, you're going to lose 20, and you're only going to gain a profit of $1 and $1. So you'll be down $18 by the time you regress. So that's another way you can lose. The main thing is with this strategy is that if you're throwing 5s or you're throwing 6s and 8s, you're going to go backwards with it. So just remember that it's going to be hard to make up the losses if you throw lots of 5s, 6s, and 8s, especially in the first 3 rolls. That's how you're going to lose with this strategy. Okay, so that's one way that you're going to lose if you're throwing lots of 5, 6, and 8s. All right, so let's look at some adjustments we can make to this strategy now. Okay, starting with this layout right here. First of all, some of the adjustments we can make is instead of doing the 18, 18, 20, we can go ahead and just drop this down. We don't even need to necessarily cover the 5. We can still stay off the 5 if you want, but this is going to be a little bit better proportioned for wins. So if we don't put 20 out there, let's say we only have 10. Now, if we throw any kind of filled numbers, we're going to win 14. We're going to win 10. And we won't lose anything up here. So we're going to profit $10 instead of 20. But vice versa, if we throw a 6 or an 8, instead of just winning $1, you're going to win $21 with this minus the 10. So you're going to win $11. If you throw a 6 or an 8, you're going to profit $11. Okay. Our only negative in this instance would be the 5. Okay. So if we throw the filled, we're going to profit 10. If we throw a 6 or an 8, we're going to profit 11. If we throw a 5, we're going to lose 10. Okay, so that's one way you can make an adjustment. All right. A third adjustment, that way you don't get hurt by the 5, is you could stay with this strategy right here. Okay, the $10 there, 18, 18, and you can hop the 5s for $2. Now, no matter what happens, you're not going to go backwards. Normally, if you were to throw a 5, if you're not hopping it, you're going to go backwards 10. But now, if you throw a 5, you're actually going to win 15 minus the $1, okay? Or actually minus this $11 because you'll lose from the field. So you'll minus 11, you'll win 15 for the hit. So you're going to go positive $4 instead of going negative 10. The other thing that I would say too for an adjustment, and this is probably what I would do with this strategy. I actually really like this strategy. I don't like the hole with the 5. So if it was me that was going to play it, I would actually hop the 5 and hope I don't throw the 5. Because let's say that we throw even a 3. Let's say we throw a field number. You're going to win 10 and you're going to lose this $2. So really profited 8. But at that point, you can go ahead and take this winnings here and cover the 5. Now there's no holes anymore. Because now if you throw a 5, you're going to win 14 and you'll lose 10. All right. So at that point, then I would go ahead and do similar to what he was saying. Any field number I hit, I would press one of these numbers. Okay. You could tower one of them, or you could just spread it amongst all of them. That's something you could do for an adjustment. All right. But if I want a field number, let's say that we threw a yo, I would just go ahead and just maybe tower the 5. If we threw a 10, you're getting paid here. Okay, and what I would do is I would keep every 5, 6, and 8 that is thrown. All right, so anyways, so that's another adjustment you can make. Remember, when I start talking about adjustments, it no longer is his strategy. So I'm just showing you just different ways you can play it, because I've always said when you go to a table with a strategy, it's a base starting point, all right? All strategies can be adjusted on the fly. And if something's going on at the table that is just really tearing up that strategy, like let's say the 5s are throwing a lot, then you don't want to leave that 5 as a whole anymore, okay? You either want to hop it or you want to cover it, all right? Just lower down the $20 field. Instead of doing 20, just throw the $10 on the 5, have 10 in the field so you have no holes now, all right? Now, I'm not saying his strategy won't work, because I guarantee you, if the dice are rolling the correct way, it's going to make more money the way he's laid out if the field's rolling on the first 3 rolls than if any other number's rolling on the first 3 rolls. So that's why I said it's just going to depend on how the dice roll. Remember, every single strategy I teach, well, I really show, I'm teaching you because this is their strategy, but I like to show people strategy. Every one of them, even the one I like, has a hole in it, okay? There's no such thing as a strategy without a hole. I don't care if you're hedging yourself with the don't. I don't care if you're hedging by playing don't comes after you come in. All right, they can still get picked off if the points are getting thrown. So there's still holes in those strategies. So just remember that, all right? Every strategy can win, every strategy can lose. I don't promote that the strategy I show you are going to win. I'm just teaching you how to play strategies. That way you can adjust if you're at the casino. The more strategies you know, the more you can kind of try to, go with the flow of the table. That's the way I look at it. So anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I want to thank George for sending in this strategy. And I'm going to go ahead and roll this on Wednesday night. Remember, my plans are Monday strategy, Tuesday bubble craps if I have videos. Wednesday night, I'm going to roll the strategies out on Wednesday night live. And then on Thursdays, if I have live table games, I'm going to go ahead and upload those. So, all right, guys, that's what I got for you today. Thanks again, George. We'll catch you guys Wednesday night. Take care.